I got a message from on my Instagram, bro. My boy Sean Paul messaged me and he said, "Bro, God sent you." He said, "You saved my life."
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Empire. My name is Antonio Lee Miles, the host, and we're here with Jammall Taylor, the owner and founder of Wingman Redlands. And let's get right into it. Jamal, welcome to the Empire, man.
Hey, you know what it is? Stop playing. It's the wingman, baby.
Man, and how's your week been, man? How's your year been?
um, I was. It's been trying. You know,
Okay,
it's been trying, man.
got you. And you've been pushing through the trying.
One day at a time, man.
That's all we
Yeah,
can do,
one day
right?
at a time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
I just want to, for people who may not know who you are and what you do,
yeah,
Jamal, can you please tell everybody who you are and the things that you do?
yeah, man. So my name is Jammal. I started business back in 2016. I was working a warehouse job and initially started business with Italian Ice. Um, Transitioned to food after a while because realizing with Italian Ice it's a seasonal product. So I was like, man, I wanted to quit my job and I couldn't do it on a seasonal product, you know. And that's when the light bulb sparked, and I was like, man, everybody eat every day, you know. So I was like, you know what, food is the route, you know.
Okay.
So I took that route. Um, didn't start off with wings, man. I started off with Santa Maria style barbecue. Me and my boy Will, man, we was doing smoked ribs, smoked tri-tip, smoked baked beans,
Mm,
smoked mac and cheese. We was doing the chicken quarters, taking the chicken andouille links, wrapping them in bacon,
okay.
you know. And after that, I transitioned to, doing burgers, wings, and stuff like that. And
Why did you transition?
so uh, I met a gentleman at an event me and Will did one time, and he was all by himself. And he was selling pizza pretzels, right? So he would take the pretzels from, giving y'all some game right now. He took the pretzels from Sam's Club, bought them in a case. They were selling them for a case for like 50, $60 for a case of pretzels, right? He'd have this pizza oven inside this grill, and he would spray them with nonstick, flip it upside down, put cheese and pepperoni. You know, he had a little three meat mixture with the sausage, ham, pepperoni, jalapenos. Throw them in this pizza oven in this grill, cook them for like 6 7 minutes. So we was doing an event, and we was set up right next to him, and we had sold out real quick because we didn't know the stamina of the event. It was a church event. We didn't know like how big the church was.
Mm,
It was somewhere I'm thinking like Fontana or Rialto, and we had ended up selling out in an hour and a half. It wasn't a good thing because we sat there in the event because we couldn't break down. So we sat there in the event like, dang, we missing out on a lot. And then we had a lot of time on our hand. We was talking to this gentleman, and I got linked up with him, and he was showing me how to operate his pop up by itself. So I was intrigued, and I had let my boy Will take over the barbecue, and I went in the direction with him, and that's when he showed me how to make pizza pretzels, and I was making started making wings. I was doing burgers, and it was like a what they call a concessionaire. So all like the fairs, festival events.
mhm.
So he was showing me how to do those events, but by myself, and I never understood like why you out here by yourself, bro? Like you don't got no help. And what he told me is if I do it, I'm gonna do it right every time.
Hear you.
And I'm like, oh, he said, man, when you hire people and you have people working, you deal with people doing their own thing, trying to, do it their way, whatever. He said, but if I do it, I know it's gonna be done the way I need it to be done every single time. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But I'm like, bro, that's a lot of stress on the body though. Like, it's a lot for a person to do. But that's what I did, you know. So when I transitioned to doing the wings, I was doing the pizza pretzels and all that stuff. I was doing the whole setup by myself, and I don't even till this day I don't even know how I did. Like I think back, like, dang, I really was doing that. Like before everything started to grow, and then I needed more manpower. You know, I look back and like, dang, like I really was doing that by myself. Yeah, I set the whole tent up, set all the equipment up, I took every customer one by one. So I had a line, and the way I did it, when that customer came up, I used to put like 6, 7 gloves on each hand because I didn't have like we had hand washing stations and stuff, but it was too much to go back and wash your hands every single time because I was by myself. So I'd put like 6, 7 gloves on, and I'd take the customer's order, I'll cook it, and then prep it, and then bring it to the register, and then they pay for it. And then when they were done, because I was dealing with money, then I'd take the gloves off, and then I'm on to the next one. But I wouldn't touch the money until I finished all the food. So that was a system I had, and yeah, that transition catapulted me to find that I wanted to just stick to one product.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it was man, I'm telling you, it was burgers this weekend, wings this weekend, pretzels this weekend. It was just like a bunch of inventory. It was a lot of inventory to keep up with, and that's where I got burnt out. Just doing the different products every other weekend.
Gotcha.
I was traveling at least an hour, at max an hour and a half from my house. You know what I mean? To do events, and sometimes it was less, but it was a different product every other weekend. And so that's where I got burnt out. And I was like, you know what? I just want to focus on one product. So I sat down with myself and I was like, man, I'm gonna just do the wings. So
Why do you think the wings came up? Why do you think wings was the option?
Because wings are a staple in America. That's why. You know what I mean? And the reason why I had that thought process is I was doing all these events, and I realized the main common thing I kept hearing from him was tacos was always number one.
Mm.
So we were doing rodeos, fairs, festivals. I was up in Glen Helen doing the Sheriff's Rodeo. I was at Norco doing the Norco Fair. We was doing all these events, and every time he was like, you got to get in where you fit in. And that's the reason why he was always in these events, because nobody was doing wings. So if you thought you was going to get into this event, which is a very big event, and doing tacos, nah, they didn't have the same taco vendor for 10 years. So you're not going to get in doing tacos. You're not going to get in doing shaved ice. You're not going to get in doing some kind of, hot dog. You're not going to get in doing none of that stuff. So what product could you get your foot in the door with? And he was like, these wings. Ain't nobody doing wings. So I thought about that, and I was like, well, dang, wings are a staple. You know what I mean? Super Bowl, you think about Super Bowl, a lot of like functions, wings, finger food, something fast, quick, easy, right? So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just stick with the wings, because when you tell people like, oh yeah, I got some wings, they I like wings. You know what I mean? So you didn't have to sell it; they sell themselves. They just had to be good. You know what I mean? Like they just had to be good, man. Like so. I transitioned to, I got to a burnt out state. I was like, man, I'm kind of burnt out doing all these different products. It was a lot on my body. You know what I mean? I was the only person doing it. You know what I'm saying? I would have like from time to time, might have somebody might help, but for the majority of the time, I was by myself. So I was like, nah, these wings are a lot more simple. And like I said, they sell themselves. So I choose to just stick with the wings. So that was November, December, like 2019.
Okay.
And
right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic, I was doing an event at the Rock Church, and it was a girls' night out. I'll never forget, man, because when I set up for the event, and I love my peoples at the Rock Church, man. I'm telling you this. When I first got there, they had me set up, and if you ever been there, when you come into the their little foyer, I was set up like in the back, like in the cut. And when I got there, I was like, "Oh, this is where I'm setting up." Like, yeah, you're gonna be right here. But then I'm like, "But the function is all the way over there. Like, well, I'm back here." And that day, I was like, "Man, that's how you people's gonna do me, man. They're gonna put me all the way over here in the back." And man, I started cooking them wings. Hey, them ladies sold me out in an hour and a half, and I was away from everything. I was in the cut, like almost in the dark. And so after that, I realized like I really got something special. You know what I mean? Like he really played something special on me, man, for real. So when that happened, I was driving around the city. I was doing a lot of events, right? But to me, like I felt like I'm on to being a real entrepreneur, and I felt like being a real entrepreneur, like I wasn't making money on my own terms. I was making money on their terms.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like an entrepreneur, and the reason why I didn't is because I had to wait for an event to happen, some rodeo, some fair, some this, some that. And I'm like, well, dang, like I can't just get out there and make money on my own. So I didn't feel like I was really working for me, and I was independent. I felt like I was still working for people. and I didn't want to. You know what I mean? I wanted to have my own. So
like you were relying on somebody
yeah, I was
else.
relying on somebody else to
Yeah.
make money. You know what I mean? And that's what I didn't want. So I was driving around the cities, and I said, man, I'll probably see if I can do one of these pop-ups or something. And that's when I pulled up on Quick Pick Liquor and pulled up in the parking lot. It said like it was like new owners. I walked in there, and that was the first day I met my boy Fadi, and he had just took ownership of that liquor store like 3 weeks before I walked in there.
Hmm.
And when I walked in, I said, hey man, how you doing? I'm Jammal. I was like, man, I be doing these pop-ups and stuff. I was like, I want to know if I can set up on this parking lot, you know what I mean, and cook. And he was like, oh, I'm with it. And I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm with it. Like, let's do it. And I was like, all right, bet. So I went and set up. I blasted on my Instagram, told everybody, hey, man, I'm going to be out here cooking. You know what I mean? And honestly, I just thought the whole city was finna come out, bro. Like, I thought everybody was finna pull up. And when I set up, man, I had 3 people show up. And them 3 people I didn't even know. They was just walking down the street. Sat out there for 4 hours. I made $33. You know, it was a great feeling that I did that on my own, you know. And after that, I just asked him, hey, is it cool if I can continue to just come out here, you know what I'm saying, in this parking lot? And he was like, yeah. And so I was like, all right, cool. Just be consistent. Keep going out. You know, that following week I went out, made $100, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, we getting some traction. You know what I mean? And a lot of the support, you know, from the people that I know didn't come until things was really moving. That was all strangers, man. You know what I mean? That's what catapulted everything. And then word of mouth. I stayed consistent. I stayed setting up in that parking lot, and people was pulling up, and the wings, when they tried them, they was like, whoa, bro, like, what? Who are you? Where'd you come from?
Where'd you come from?
You feel me? So I stayed consistent, man.
It's a big lesson learned, right?
Most
probably
definitely.
A reality check when you're like, oh, everybody knows I'm out here, but none of the homies pulled through. Like,
yeah, like, and I love them. Don't get me wrong,
of course,
but it's you going. The sayings are true. I know people on social media, man. You hear a lot of stuff when they tell you like, you know, your biggest supporter is gonna be that stranger that you met off the street, you know, and it's a tough truth, but you know, a lot of people, you just have to be careful and know the intentions of a person's heart, because a lot of people will support you for the clout. You know what I mean? And then people gonna really genuinely support you, but you just have to have discernment to know. And that's the thing. Like, I've been learning a lot about that. This journey don't stop. You don't stop learning. You don't stop evolving. It's every day. You know what I mean? So I'm still learning every day. And that's the thing, man. Having good discernment, knowing that, is this person genuinely, you know, in you for your growth, or do they really want to just be, oh, I know the wingman. I've seen a lot of that, bro. You know what I mean?
Parasites.
Oh, I know him. Like, no, you don't. you don't know me. You know what I mean? But a lot of people think just because, you know, because when I first started, man, my phone number was the business number. And that was horrible. You know, even after hours, man, I was getting phone calls. I couldn't even use my own phone because people were calling. Hey, I want to get a piece. Remember, it's 10 o'clock at night. What do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even, that 10 ain't set up right now. So I changed my number. I left that number as the business line because everybody had access to it. And then that's when I started to learn that everybody don't need access to you. So it's a lot of events in my life that have helped me to understand, you know what I'm saying, why people say certain things. And those are one of the moments when I realized everybody don't need access to you.
Yes. Cool is like, it's like a lesson in like growth. It's like helping you grow and stuff like that. I wanted to say, Jammal, do you want to give a shout out to the cat that, the Pretzel guy? You want to give a shout out to him for kind of starting this whole journey?
Oh yeah, man. His name is Murrow. Yeah, shout out to Murrow, man. I remember when I met that guy, we was at that church, man. I don't remember what church it was, but yeah, he really showed me a lot, man. And that system that he put in place really helped me, you know what I'm saying, to get to where, just to get to levels. You know what I mean? For me where I was. But also it helped me understand how to deal with people too. Because when he told me, you know, if it's just me, I know it's gonna be done right every single time. And that's so crucial. And now, you know, having my crew, we've been through the ups and downs, you know what I mean? And I've been through staff making plates, and it's like, come on, man, that's not my caliber. That's not what I do, you know. And they take shortcuts, because people are there to just get a paycheck 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
They just want a paycheck. So they're going to come and give you the bare minimum, get their paycheck, going about their day, go spend whatever money they need to spend. And this is what I tell my staff. We all have necessities, right? And the money takes care of everybody's necessities no matter what it is. If you go trick off your money, you go trick off your money. If you're responsible, you're responsible. I don't care what. But the job takes care of everybody's necessities, whatever they are. I tell the people, do not come in here and treat my things how you treat your stuff. Because I don't know if you respect your stuff. I don't know how you treat your stuff. I don't want you to come in here and do that. Because a lot of people say, like, yo, treat my stuff how you treat your own. Well, some people don't care.
Some people are nasty.
Exactly. So I don't want you to treat it like that. I want you to come in here and respect it the way I need you to. Respect it like me. That's what I need you to do. And when you come in here and you respect it how I move, we don't have no problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A family member of mine told me you should treat the business that you work for the way you would want someone to treat your business if it was yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And it just makes so much sense because that way you approach it differently. You put more work and effort into it. And I love that. And I definitely want to get more into like the gems you've learned as a business owner. But I like to go a little bit deeper, Jammal. And can you give us all like a quick synopsis, a background story of like how you grew up, where you grew up, to the man you are today?
Yeah, I grew up one of those fatherless children. I don't know my dad.
Got you. What year are we talking about? Where we at?
We going back to like when I was back 7 years old, man. And I say this heavy because it's deep for me. I grew up without a father in my life. I was the child that sat on the porch because his dad said, "I'm coming to pick you up." And I was excited, and I sat on the porch and waited, and he never showed up. I was the child that dealt with a man who had other kids with other women, and some of them weren't even his, but he treated them, way better than me. I wasn't even in his life, but he took care of those kids and just left me with my mom. So from a young youth, I used to tell myself like I'll never be like that man. I'll never have kids, and for a 7-year-old to be saying this stuff to itself was crazy to me. I'll never be like him. If I grow up and have kids, my kids gonna be in my life. I'm gonna be in their life. I'm gonna be present. So me not having that father figure in my life, I grew up, single parent home. It was just my mom. My mom did everything she could, and then my mom. I'm the oldest of 3.
Yeah, what city?
This was back in. I was born in Pomona, California, because we lived in Atlanta. My mom, I remember she caught a flight from Atlanta to California, but she was pregnant, and when she came to Cali, she couldn't get back on the plane due to her pregnancy. I ended up being born in Pomona, California, and then spent time out here, and then we went back to Atlanta. And then I ended up spending more time out here back and forth because I grew up with my grandma out here. We used to live in Reno Valley until my grandma passed away. And so then that's when I was on my own. But when with my mom and my 2 siblings, my sisters, we all got different dads, man. And they dads was very abusive to my mom. So I grew up watching my mom being abused and being abused, by these dudes that like really ain't my dad. And I was never comfortable calling them dad. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't no love there. I don't even know why. Why should I call you dad? And look at how you treat my mom. Look at how you treat me. I was almost in the system. There was a time when one of my sister's dad, he was very abusive, man. And I don't even know what I got in trouble for.
You said the foster care system?
No, I almost was in the system due to events at my house. Yeah, due to the abuse. And I don't remember why I got in trouble. I just remember he pinned me on the bed and my hands were like this and I was laying down. So you picture a grown man and both his legs were restraining my arms. So he's on top of my chest and he just was just just pounding me, just going in, and I'm crying, yelling, like, and I can't block him from hitting me. I can't. And so he was tearing up my left side of my face more, and I'm trying to get my arm and block, and then when I did have enough time, and then he hit the other side, and when I went to school, man, because of the bruises on my face, I almost ended up in the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they was looking at me like, hold on, this kid just showed up with all these bruises. Like, you know, what's going on? What's going on at home? You know, and so it was a time where like I said, I almost did end up in the system because of the abuse. So yeah, that kind of trauma, man, it's a lot to hold on, because as a man coming up, I'm trying to figure out who I am, and I almost. You know, I'm grateful that I didn't almost become a product of that environment.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I tell my kids, you can easily become a product of your environment and what you're around.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying to find a father figure. I didn't have a real father figure in my life. You know what I mean? So I was looking to the streets. I was that kid out there getting caught, you know, selling weed. You know, I was selling weed. I was hustling any kind of way I could, you know, because that's what I look towards for guidance. My mom can only do so much, and I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? But she can only do so much for me. And because I wanted that father figure and I couldn't get it through my mom, you know, I looked to the streets and them dudes in the streets and what they was doing, I was trying to do the same thing.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot, man. I've been through a lot. I can go on for days about this. You know what I mean? I can go on for days, man. But I just tell people, like, I'm truly grateful to be here. At this moment, I'm truly grateful because there was decisions that I made, and I could have easily ended up the other way, man. Very quick.
Yeah, big facts. You know, I'll thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And I always find it kind of crazy because it's like you can either become like them or say, I don't want to be like that.
That's right.
And go out. It's like there's like no in between, really.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like either one or the other.
That's right.
You know, and I want to go back to the business, right?
Yeah.
The Wingman business, right? I like how simple the menu is.
Yeah.
Like I know we were talking about earlier how you were saying, you know, I had like going to different events, doing burgers one week,
Yep.
this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I like how you broke it down and simplified it, right? Now, was that on purpose? And then also a couple other questions. Are you tempted to add more items? And then for those who are fans, is there a secret menu?
So, yes, it was very intentional because less is more.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a very simplistic menu, it takes a lot of stress and strain off of everyday process. So when you just have, because a lot of people they be like, hey man, you got to start cooking some fish. No, you go cook some fish. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not cooking fish. It's very simple and to the point. Because when you look at the business model of Raising Cane's, man, they gonna serve you the same stuff every day. You're gonna get some chicken tenders and some fries. That's it. And that's all. That's all it is.
Yeah.
When you look at In-N-Out, that burger ain't changed, bruh. And it's not going to. Why? Because there's no point.
Yeah, 60 years the same or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you, even at McDonald's, like McDonald's has a very, they have a lot to offer. Mm-hmm. But the thing about McDonald's, I'll never forget that Master P interview when he was talking about him talking to his professor. And he told him, you know, what does McDonald's sell it? Big Macs. That's what he answered. He said, no, consistency. That's what they sell.
Yeah.
No matter what location you're going to, it's going to taste the same. Every location is consistency. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? That's the model, man. Be consistent. You know what I mean? So it's a very simple menu. Less is more. So when we started, I think I started with four. I started with 4 sauces back then in like 2019.
Okay.
Buffalo, barbecue, honey garlic parm, and back then it was sesame seed teriyaki. Before I changed it to pineapple teriyaki. And I was on Instagram, man. I saw some stuff and they had like some pineapple chunks, and I was like, that looked bomb. I said, hey, I think I want to make it like this. And that's when I transitioned to pineapple teriyaki. So then as the menu grew, because the demand was there. People would come to the pop up and be like, "Oh, you got lemon pepper?" I'd be like, "Nah." All right, have a good one, and leave. I'm like, okay, it's one
Interesting.
person, right? All right, whatever. Hey man, how you doing? Hey, welcome, man. Like, hey, you got lemon pepper? Like, nah, I got these. All right, thank you. Leave. And I'm like, man, what's up with this lemon pepper, bro? Like, why people just? I'm like, they don't even want anything else. So I was like, no, I don't want people walking away. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Got in the kitchen, start coming up with a lemon pepper. Then after that, people was like, you ain't got nothing like spicy, like mango habanero? No, I don't. But I got these right here. All right, thank you. Leave. I'm like, man, what is going on? That's how the sauces grew because the people wanted it. You know what I mean? So in here now, it's we want to expand, but we don't have a lot of space in here. It's only so much that I can do. You know, we dropped the chicken sandwich. Took us what 4 years. You know what I mean? But when we dropped it, people was like, "Oh, I'm there. I'm pulling up." You know, so we had a chicken sandwich. Like we do have a little secret menu, and that's our like they don't know we serve onion rings. So like the loaded onion rings, nobody like I remember I posted them one time and it was like, "Wingman, them onion rings?" I was like, "Yeah." When you start serving them, I'm like, "We never stop. We've always had them." But we didn't push it because people like secret menu stuff. You know what I mean? So we got our secret loaded onion rings. Um, and we about to transition, bro. We're opening up late Friday and Saturday nights. So even though we don't have a lot of room, I'm like, you know what? We both closed at 8, so now it's opening late. Every weekend we gonna start running a different item. So like one weekend we'll run like the chicken tenders. You know what I mean? Then another weekend we'll run the mozzarella sticks and start expanding the menu like that on the weekends. You feel me? Late night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. Freaking there's one thing about the McDonald's thing, right?
Yeah.
Is I learned they mastered like the streamline, how to streamline their food, kind of like the Ford and their motor. Like McDonald's is the same way; they have the same process, right? And I was gonna ask you about how the flavors of the wings came about, and you basically kind of told us. But it also tells me that a lot of businesses kind of exist by what the customer is looking for.
Yeah.
Which I find super fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't even thinking about it, but hey, this is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Demand, I'll supply it.
Yes.
Right.
When we first started, we used to do we served a 6-piece, 8-piece, and a 10-piece, and I think we did 6 to 12. We never split sauces until customers came up and was like, "Hey, you think I can get like half the buffalo and half the lemon pepper?" And we was just like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah.
So then, how can we do this? And because we use a foil lining, and we was like, "Well, take the foil, fold it up, and put it in the middle of the plate, and put the two wings and divide them, and then give it to them." Cool. And then it got to the point to where a 6-piece, 8-piece, up to a 12, man, they were getting 3 different sauces because we were fresh. So for us, we didn't want to turn them away for any reason.
Okay.
But today, if you come in here thinking you finna get 3 flavors, no. Man, it was so tedious, man. Taking that and breaking everything, it was time consuming. You know what I mean? And we wanted to get the product out. My team get everything out as fast as you can within the means of doing it right. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to move, but I need it done right. So do it fast within the means of doing it correctly. And you know what I mean? But man, I'm telling you, it was like whatever they wanted, just give it to them. Yeah, I want a man. I had a lady come and say, I want a 6-piece, one of each flavor.
Tripping.
I said, yo, we be trying to accommodate, but I'm like, I can't accommodate that. I said, lady, I can't do that, man. One of each flavor, that's OD right there.
I gotta charge you,
man, for real. And that's what. And then you learn. You start learning that a lot of times they don't care. You know what I mean? We never charge for ranch, and I didn't want to charge for ranch, but it's like we got bills to pay. You know what I mean? So, like I say, it's because of them you evolve, and you evolve to their need. To a certain degree. I mean, you got to really be logical about stuff at times. But If I can within means, I'm gonna make sure I take care of you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One thing about me, bro, I don't argue with customers, especially us, bro. I don't argue. I don't have time, you know. And I think that's today's world. There's so many scammers, bro. There's so many
Okay.
scams going on. You got to be careful. But I didn't know the pedigree of how many scams are happening inside restaurants,
Talk
and
to
they
us. Let us
scamming
know.
us, bro.
Let us know. Inform us.
Man, I got an email saying there's a dispute on a transaction. And I'm like, well, what was it for? So what they're doing is you guys are coming in here using credit cards and stuff and then going and disputing the transactions. You know what I mean? That's a pretty common one. But now, bro, what they're doing, I don't know where they're pulling receipts from. People's pulling receipts from, I don't know where, coming in saying that their order was messed up, never even came into the shop, never even had the food. And I'm like, where are you getting this? Where are you getting this from? Because I'll go pull the tape. I'll pull the tape, man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, is that you? Because this is the time of this, and is this you? No, that's not. Oh, okay. I can't help you. But they're bringing in stuff saying that they've been here. They got these crazy orders, 50, 60, $70 orders, and they want them remade. And I'm like, I don't know where y'all getting this stuff from, but they scamming left and right, man. I'm telling you. And we got to be cautious. I don't know how many disputes I get every month. And I'm like, well, they came in here and bought the food. So now it gets to the point to where we have to ask you for your ID every time you use a credit card, just so we can cover ourselves. Because he's gonna go back and dispute the transaction, like, oh, I never had the food, or something. Oh, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't authorize that transaction. Yes, you did. And then turn them wings up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just got to cover yourself every way, man. Because people, man, when we first moved in here, we had so many haters. We used to do phone orders. Never had a problem.
Talk to
Open
us.
here first week, we getting orders, and I'm talking 50, 60, $70 tickets, man. They don't even show up and get the food. People was hating so much they was just calling my phone to put these orders in on purpose and to not come pick up the food, just so we waste it. And I'm like, that's a crazy level of hate, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think someone would do that?
I really feel like there's a lot of history, bro, and me knowing individuals and helping individuals with their business. Um, I've never said I got the best wings in the Inland Empire because I don't care. I don't. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you I'm the best because it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, whatever you like, you gonna spend your money on.
Period.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to proclaim to be the best. If people rock with us, they rock with us. If they don't, have a good day. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people because every time somebody posts something, I always get the comments. This is the best. This is the best. Yeah, I never said I was the best. That's people talking. Let them talk though. You know what I mean? Let them talk. But I think because these people feel like they're the best, I think people just throw salt on it because they're not getting the accolades for their product like you are. I had a 1-star review on my Yelp, and the man said overpriced. If you want good, it was like a commercial, bro, on my Yelp. If you want good wings, come down to Ontario and had the whole address and everything. You left me a 1-star review on my account, and all you said was overpriced. And if you want good wings, a good bang for your buck, come down to Ontario. Had the whole address, sir. I believe you work there. Because why? Why would I have a review like that?
Yeah.
You didn't speak about the food. I think that's what it's really for. You talk about your experience with the food, the flavor, the quality. You said nothing. And then you advertise the whole business in Ontario. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to start going to these places, bro. I'm about to start pulling up. They saying these the best wings. That's free content from my page.
Period.
Start going to these spots and doing food reviews. Unbiased, bro. Not just because I have and that's the thing, like I have a wing spot, but bro, I went to San Diego one time. Man, I think it was like a Korean restaurant or something. And I ordered some wings. And my first bite, I said, bro, who in the world made like fire? I was like, yo, these wings is crazy. The flavor was crazy. The little lemon lime sauce, that crazy, dog. And I'm like, yo, this is good. Like, bro, I love going to spots and they have good food.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care. It's too much money out here for everybody to be fighting with each other.
It's enough for all of us to make it.
It's enough for everybody, bro. And I think if people would understand that, like really minds just be beat down, bro. brainwashed with all this division. That's what it really is, bro, to keep people divided.
Yeah.
I've said it before, man. That word is true, bro. When it says united we stand and divided we fall, it's real. You know what I mean? If we understand, like, if we came together, how much powerful we'd be, bro, if we had unity.
Easy.
Man, they don't get it. But they want to keep you divided and they keep you fighting with each other. And we don't need that, man. We don't need that. We'll never progress in life, man. We'll never progress in life if we stay divided. But that's what they want, because then by us being divided, I'm telling you, bro, I be having these crazy mind thoughts, and
Go hit us with
I'm
it.
like,
Hit us
dude,
with it.
if people understand the numbers of us being united, how powerful we are, but they're scared. People are scared, and that's what it comes down to. You're scared. You're scared of law enforcement. You're scared of the government. If you came together and really knew information and pressed that information, man, you would be untouchable. Mm-hmm. But my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right?
That's what it says in the Bible.
We don't get the information. So because we choose not to soak that information up, that's how we're dead. Because we don't know nothing. The objective is to keep you dumb. Because when you know too much and you start to question, you start to move different. They don't want that. Mm-hmm. I need to keep you dumbfounded. So that way you won't even have the thought to know that you can be better off.
Yeah. I love that, because it's, it's, I call it the lack of abundance mindset. You have a lack mindset. And also, like, the division thing is like, oh, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat, or I believe in this religion and you don't. So people are using every little thing to not see, like, hey, we're fighting the same thing, but we can do better together, and I guess that's why you have to find your own tribe. Not everybody's gonna rise with you at the same time.
Yep.
And I realized that to myself, like, hey, it's okay.
That's right.
And I've been learning more for myself over time, is like, you kind of got to accept people where they are. And sometimes not everyone's going to rise with you, and that's okay. Eventually they will, maybe they won't, but you got to take care of yourself in the end of the day. And you mentioned the delicious Korean barbecue wings, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask you about your wings, right? What do you think's more important, the actual chicken wing or the sauce?
It would be the sauce. And the reason why, to me, it would be the sauce is because there's a lot of people that speak about other people's wings, like B-Dubs and Wingstop. They don't like the fact that they're like smaller, because we serve a very meaty wing. Mm-hmm. But you purposely know that the wings are small and you don't like it, and you keep going back. So it must not be the wing.
The brand, maybe?
It has to be the sauce, right? Oh, okay. Has to be. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't trip on the fact that these wings are small, right? But you keep going back. So it must not be the wing. It must be the sauce that you are intrigued to. Because why? Even though the sauce is, if the sauce wasn't good, I don't think you'd continue to eat them. Because you have a problem with the size of the wing. You know what I mean? So here, when people try to dissect my wings, I love it, because they're never going to get it. And I've had people come in here and say, man, what do you season your chicken with? I don't season any of it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I don't. That chicken wing gonna be washed, rinsed, and raw when it go in that oil. And when it come out, ain't seasoning it with nothing. Are you serious? Yeah. The flavor is in the sauce. Mm. The fact that it's a meaty wing is a plus. Because the first thing is, when they taste that sauce, oh my gosh, it's good. And the wing got meat on it every time. So the sauce is what grabs them. The quality of the meat is a plus to me. Like I said, they go to these spots, they serve these small wings, but y'all keep going. To complain about small wings, okay, we'll go somewhere else where the wings are meaty. If that's the case, but they don't. Why? Because maybe they're intrigued to the sauce. Has to be, bro. I was craving the other night, I was craving Miguel's Jr. salsa. I don't know why. That salsa good. You feel me? Food is mediocre. But it's the sauce that gets me. Regardless of what that food tastes like, the taste of that sauce is what I like. And that's why I go get it. I don't buy the burrito because I like the burrito. I buy the burrito because I like the sauce.
Got you. You should do ask for sauce. Can I just get like a
I
cup of
know, bro.
sauce?
Like, not because when I go, I get like 12. I get one burrito, bro. They be like, how many sauce? You get 12? 12 sauces for that one burrito, and I'll smack that sauce with that one burrito.
That
I
part.
promise
All
you.
12?
All 12. Easy. I'm drinking it at that point.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
At
Like,
that point, it's like a
I'm
soup.
drinking it at that point, but I like that. That taste is, that sauce, I don't know. I like that sauce. You know what I mean?
I love it.
And I buy that burrito because of that sauce.
I love
Not
it.
because of their food. Respect to them, no, but that sauce is crazy.
Hey.
You know, I like that little red salsa, but that burrito, like, oh, you want to get, I won't just buy that burrito if I don't have that sauce.
Yeah.
I'm not eating it.
If they add a sauce, I'm good. I'll come back.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not touching that burrito.
Yeah, I'll come back. You know, I wanted to go into the name of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
How did the name come about? Because obviously you could have called it anything. Why Wingman? Because we all know what Wingman is in the dating world. But yeah, why Wingman?
Man, it started off, I had a 20-year friendship, bro. Showed this man how to start his whole business. And long story short, bro, the bridge was burnt.
Got you.
The bridge was burnt. I helped him out, and the bridge was burnt, bro. At that point, it was almost a beef. And it started, the wingman came about in that beef, bro, because he had a name for his wings. And it was kind of like a diss in a sense, bro.
A diss at you?
No, at him.
Oh.
Because I was upset, bro. 20-year friendship, I was upset because the way things happened didn't have to happen that way.
Okay.
We was boys before this money. We was boys before this business. You feel me? I felt like if anything was wrong, bro, you could have talked to me and we could have worked it out. If you felt any kind of way, all we had to do was just sit down and let's get over this. But for you to throw a 20-year friendship down the drain, to me, I guess we was never friends from jump. So it started as a diss. And I remember my bio, I put, like, I might not be that man, but I'll be your wingman. But it was a diss to be like, I might not be him, because he was selling wings too, but I'll be your wingman. And that's how it started, literally, bro. Like, when I say I got this out the trenches, bro, I really did. We got this out. I mean, it was so much emotion and events, you know what I mean, that like this wasn't like a walk in the park. There was a lot of emotion, a lot of stuff that was going on between me and individuals to birth this. Yeah. I lost a 20-year friendship, bro. Over something stupid. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it birthed something amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a phoenix rising out of the ashes.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard two things and I want to know your opinion on it. Yeah. Do you think money changes people? And the other thing I heard is that money actually just shows people's true colors.
Exactly.
Which one do you think?
My answer is the second part. I've said this plenty of times. Money does not change you. Money amplifies the heart that is in you. That's what I believe. Because regardless of how much money my business has generated, bro, I'm still the same me. The person that you saw was the heart that was in me from day one. It didn't change. So when money comes into the picture, it don't change you. Now you can take the mask off and show who you really were. Because you was fronting all that time. It don't change you. It amplifies the heart that's in you. I got the chills, bro. My grandma taught me, he said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I already knew you. That means you was that from day one.
Another biblical reference.
You was that from day one. And that money came into place and now you want to show your tail. You just raised your head because now you felt like you had the power to do so. So yeah, man, I don't believe that when people get money, they change. That was them from all along, bro. You just didn't pay attention. And that's the thing with that friendship. Somebody told me all the stories that you heard and how he moved, you didn't see that he would do the same thing to you. And it blew my mind. And I said, man, he showed you who he was from day one. And you was blinded the whole time, thinking that And that's the thing, y'all. Stop thinking that people gonna change when they show you who they are. And you think that you gonna change them and they gonna and you gonna nah man, you gonna be the same way. I tell my kids, man, you gotta be careful and cautious who you choose to do life with. Pay attention to them cues, pay attention to them red flags. When you see that red flag, get away. Don't stay. Because then if you do, that's your fault. You chose that. But when they show you who they are, believe them. Don't be in no fantasy fairy tale world. Believe that and move on that.
And learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect that. I've heard you say, online a lot about you like to speak positive and do positive things. Even after, hearing the story about the 20-year, diss with the wingman. So why is it so important for you to speak and do positive?
It's most important because I do it not always to be seen. And that's the thing. That's why it's so important to me. Because I'm taught to not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So it's important because I choose to do it without the intentions of being praised for it. Because that's just genuinely who I am.
Mhm.
A lot of people, you were speaking about your segment on learning like why these individuals are the way they are, homeless, and one thing I can't stand, bro, is when people be out there and be like, man, we out here got my boy Ted, man. Here, you want this water? Take this water, man. I got some here, man. We're out here feeding the homeless. I can't stand that,
Yeah.
bro.
Here's $10, $100.
I can't stand it,
Yep.
right? Because he said, oh, you're gonna get your reward. Yeah, you're gonna get your reward, but what you do in secret, man, he will bless you and reward you openly. And that's the reason why it's important for me to push that, but I push it not so to be seen. There's so much that I've done that nobody knows about, and that's perfect. That's the way I need it to be. I need it to be like that because then they start wondering, like, how in the world? And then you able to share your story, but not because of you trying to show your works, but you just do good work. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I move. The way I move, and we've blessed a lot of lives, bro. And nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's only between me and him, bro. I don't need to be seen by people because then you want all the accolades. Like, oh yeah, he did, man. I've done so much in the community, bro, and you'll never know.
Yeah.
And I like it like that, and that's the reason why I push to be pop. And then look at the doors that have been open for me, bro.
Speak on it.
Being invited to schools, bro. I'm speaking at schools and speaking to the youth. I never would have thought, bro, I would be in that position. Never. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I just genuinely did it from the heart. I just genuinely wanted to see you win. That's it. And being able to be invited to speak at these schools and speak to the youth and them not even knowing my story. And then for me to be able to share my testimony and share my story with them. That's where it's at, bro. That's where it's at. I don't move to have all the followers. Because that's even to me, bro, it's social media is tricky. And I don't want to get wrapped in it, bro. You know what I mean? Because then it's like who you really following.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I choose to be low key with that stuff, man, and that's the reason why I'm grateful for the Instagram and the social media, the word of mouth, but to continue to push it to I'm good. I'm straight. I don't need all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't need all that, and that's the reason why I can't get with it, bro, because it's too time consuming, and I don't have the time to be putting into all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got my kids, bro. You know what I mean? I chose to be an entrepreneur because I wanted to have that freedom, bro, to be able to raise my kids. So I'm not trying to be so consumed with all the social media stuff to where it's taken away from the goal I wanted, to
Yes,
be
sir.
present in my kids' lives.
Yeah. Be that father figure that
Yeah,
you have.
bro. And it's not even to be the father figure I never had. It's just that I made that bed. So I'm gonna lay in it, bro.
Yeah.
And I had kids. So I wanna, those things trigger though that I remember them, but that's not the whole pursuit of it. Is to just be, what I never had because you got to be careful the generation that you was raised in and how you choose to raise your kids because you can hurt them too. And then what I mean by that is, okay, look at the life that I live. Oh, I want to be the father I never had, and then I kind of pacify a lot of things, and I'm not allowing you to step up and be the man that you need to be because of all of the the things in my mind that I went through. So I have to be careful because.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So with my kids, right? I could be the dad because I didn't have my dad, and then a lot of times, so my kids, I put it, okay, I got 3 boys, okay? So if I have to be careful that I don't handicap my kids. And in a way, because my dad wasn't there, I can tend to try to hop, skip, and jump to every little thing. And I have to be careful that I don't do that because then I'm not allowing my kids to grow. So it could be something very simple. And oh, dad, he spilled something, and I hurry up and run to the aid because I'm just a father figure and I'm present in my kid's life. Here, let me get that. Like, no. And I noticed that a lot. And something little like that, or you break some, and I run to the aid. And then it was like, wait, Ma, you got to let these kids grow up too. I know that you didn't have a dad in your life to be present, but you have to be careful that you don't handicap this kid. You have to teach him. Just because dad wasn't there to be an aid, don't mean you do everything. And so I had to learn, like, oh, snap, like, you got to step back. And then I catch myself and my son drop, break something, and I go, oh, go ahead, yeah, grab that over there, yep, and then, yep, do that, and you know what I mean? So you have to learn to step back and be careful that you don't overly aid because yours wasn't present, but you want to be present in every little thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that, it's kind of crazy because it's just like, you just, as a father, as men, we're protectors.
Yeah.
So that's just like our natural thing to want to protect and things, and I didn't want to get into this, but since we've been talking about it so much, is how important it is as a father to teach your kids work ethic.
So when it comes to teaching work ethic, I try to make sure I help them understand that I want you to work, but I don't want you to put so much energy into somebody else and you don't put that same energy into yourself. So because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm first and foremost gonna teach you to work for you and not work for somebody else. Okay. And that's because I'm an entrepreneur. And honestly, I think if I wasn't, I'd be telling my child to make sure they do everything that they need to do when they go to that job. I would, but that's not the road I chose to take. And because I took this road, I'm going to teach my children to work for yourself. And if you have to start working for somebody, I want to make sure that you put 200% more energy into you before you put 300% energy into somebody else. Because all you're doing is help building they dream and they legacy. And then when they dream and legacy is fulfilled and you've wasted 30, 40, 50 years of doing it, what do you have for yourself? Nothing. And don't get me wrong, that's just the circle of life. We need them. I chose to be an entrepreneur, but you bet your butt, man, I need people that want to work. That's every business in America, bro. It won't work. It doesn't function. So you have to understand that your dream and your reality only works because we have individuals that have that work mentality and that hard work and go to work and bust and do. And then without that, you have no business in the world. So what side of the fence do you want to be on? I choose to be on the side of the fence where I have more freedom because I was on that side of the fence and I hated it. I hated going to work. I had to be working at 6 o'clock in the morning and clocking in. I'm like, I'm ready to go home already. And I ain't even started yet. You know what I mean? So I've been there, but I understand that we need them. You need people that want to work. That's the only way these businesses are going to flourish, bro.
Period. So
what side of the fence you want to be on? You want to give 1,000% to yourself or 1,000% to somebody else's dream?
Yeah. And I used to be really like black and white with it. It's like be an entrepreneur or be a slave wage, as they say, right? But then I realized, going back to what you were saying about what's the point of working 50 years and not getting anything? But I think the benefit of it as being like a good business owner is like, hey, I'm gonna give you stock. I'm gonna give you this. So that way it's like, I'm not just taking nothing from you. I'm gonna give you something.
Yeah.
I see you and I'm gonna respect you and give you something for
Yeah.
helping support my vision.
Yeah.
So I think that's always like a good way to look at it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And I know, like, because we're small, bro, but we still, I think the same way, because what I went through as an employee is the reason why I'm the employer I am today. And I don't want them to go through that. So, and I think business could be a lot more profitable if I took those things away, but I want them to be comfortable in knowing that you're going to gain more than just having a great work experience. You know what I mean? Putting into all these 401ks and all these plans for them to have a future that costs money, bro. You know what I mean? And it's not cheap.
So yeah, I respect that you know, you're thinking about, I could make more money by scamming my employees, but I'm actually looking out for them. I want to make sure they have a future.
Yeah.
And it's a good mindset.
Yeah, because it could be way more profitable, bro. It could, you know what I mean? But I think I have more integrity knowing that being able to put something into their lives while they're here, it means more, bro. It's not all about the money.
And I was just going to get into that. I was going to ask you, like, what have you learned about, I guess I want to say, the importance of being greedy and chasing the money as opposed to, like, you know what, just doing what's right, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a saying I learned in elementary school, man. Wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it, and right is right, even if nobody is doing it. When you get caught up in money and greed, you're never satisfied, because it's like a parasite eating away, and you're just always hungry, always want more and more, and it just pushes you to want more and more. You never get to a point, and that's why I'm like, bro, we've turned down $1 million deals, man. It's not about the money.
Yeah. What were they wanting?
They wanted like $2,500 a month in rent for a 400 space unit plus 6% of all revenue. Man, I'm not giving you that. Are you serious? I've worked hard, and you want me to just give you 6% of my company? And then on top, like, y'all crazy. And they're telling me you're guaranteed at least $1 million in sales. And I told them, I don't care about that money. You can have it. This is what this is. That's not what we about. We're not driven by money. I'm driven by connection.
Mm-hmm.
And when people get that experience and we connect, because a lot of people, you know, you can't go to Wingstop and B-Dubs and meet the owner and break bread with them and have knowledgeable conversations. And you got questions about business because you want to start your own, and they give you tips and help you. You can't go do that over there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. Why? They just want the paycheck. Hear the bottom, but just put that sauce in there. Get them out. Come on, hurry up. Time is money. That's all they care about. We've built connections, bro. Look at the amount of people that have started businesses behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the inspiration, man, that we've created. That's a blessing, man. You can't go there. You can't go to these big corporations and get that. And so, but they can when they come here. That's what it's about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Really helping the community, really coming together, breaking generational curses, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Forget that money, bro. Y'all can have it. That money don't mean nothing, bro. And when you actually start touching a little something, you gonna learn.
Yeah.
You had the vision all wrong. It ain't about this money, man. Forget it. You can't take it with you.
Period. You know, can you share some of the blessings for people who may not know, that just so we can, sometimes it's good to let people know.
Man, I have got, okay, we got Theo, peanuts fried rice. I quit my job. I started my job in 2016. I was working in a warehouse. I didn't quit my job until April 5th, 2019. Okay. With the information and the knowledge and the good and the bad I had, we helped Theo quit his job in less than a year and went full time. He went full-time entrepreneurship in less than a year. Started on business and was running. You know what I mean? My boy in Texas, I got a message from on my Instagram, bro. my boy Sean Paul, messaged me and he said, bro, God sent you. He said, you saved my life. Because he watched the story and watched what Wingman was doing, started his own business, Blessed Wings in Houston, Texas, bro. His mom surprised him Christmas last year and flew him out here to meet me. And we met and we broke bread and we had a good time, man. And he shared his story with me, man, and everything he was going through. And he would say, man, God sent you, bro. I don't know how I got connected to your Instagram page, man, but he said, God sent you, bro. You saved me. You have no idea. And I said, man, that's a blessing. Look at all these stories, man. I get, it's another one. I think he moved to Arizona. I think it was called Fabulous Wings something. Same thing, bro. Messaged me and was like, hey, Wingman, I want to start this wing business. I wanted to know if you can help me. Yeah. What you need to know? Everything I got is here for you. What you need to know? Mm-hmm. He started his business, got him. There's so many, bro. Like, I'm grateful. Like, don't nobody know the amount of people. I didn't even know at one point the amount of people that was inspired by my story.
Yeah.
I had no idea, bro. Why? Because I always tell people, they be trying to say, oh, you like a little local celebrity. And I say, listen, man, I was just a humble man. I was trying to feed his kids. At the end of the day, man, that's it. I was trying to feed my kids, y'all. I wasn't seeking fame. I wasn't seeking popularity. We started an Instagram page from nothing, pushing 48,000 followers organically, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't seeking none of that.
Yeah.
I was trying to feed my kids. Rent was due, bills was due, like electricity, man, gas, insurance. Like, that's all was in my view. That's it. That's all was in my view. So seeking popularity was not that. Because I'm really low key, bro. I'm a low key dude for real. I be at home. I don't even want to be outside. You feel me?
In the blanket.
Man, I be at home. I be low key. I don't like flashy. You know. Yes, I grew up in, like, you know, Jordans and stuff like that. But bro, people see me like this 9 times out of 10, bro. If I don't go to like a show or something, because that's just not me. You know what I mean? I'm cool. I tried it. It wasn't me. But I tried it. But I'm cool. You know, I had a friend and she was like, Wingman, you should buy a Louis bag. I was like, why?
I was the same thing. Why?
Why should I buy it? She was like, cause this is how she got me. You work hard and you don't never do for yourself and you always doing for other people. So I kind of sat back and was like, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But a Louis bag? She was like, come on, like it's. And so we were looking at bags. I tried it. That bag been sitting in my closet for almost a year.
Come to find out, she worked for Louis.
No, she don't. She owned Badger Bowls out here in Redlands.
Guys.
But they into that. I'm just not.
Yeah.
You feel me? And now I got this bag that's just sitting. Mm-hmm. For what? Because I'm not trying to walk around flashy like, look what I got. That's not me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I won't do it again. You know what I mean? I'm not into all of that.
Lesson learned.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, lesson learned, bro. But I'm trying to find somebody to buy it. Because I'm like, because man, I couldn't believe I spent that much money on a dang backpack.
Got you.
I can't, bro.
Let them know it's for sale. Let them know it's for sale.
Yeah, it's for sale, man. It's a Louis bag. It's authentic. I promise you. I got everything. It's authentic. The bag, the bag it came in, the authenticity card, everything, and it's for sale. So if you got the money, I got the bag. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, if you got the bag, you got the bag.
Yeah, for real. For real.
You know, we definitely talked about, you know, being humble in the beginnings, but we also talked about the kitchen being small, right? And the space being small. Have you ever thought about expansion, maybe franchising the business? Have you thought about this at all?
Not really. And the reason because I don't want the quality of my brand to go down. So I know even though people have franchise, it's like they go places to be like, but it's just not the same. Because at the end of the day, people going to still do what they want to do because they feel they can make a product better, enhance it, whatever. And I just don't feel like I'm there. Like, I don't know if I really want them problems, bro. Honestly.
Gotcha.
I really don't know if I want them problems. Like I say, if God is taking care of my bills, man, and I'm good and taking care of my kids, and we straight, that's what I care about. And I'm not driven behind the money. And because having all these different franchises is a lot more money and a lot more problems that I don't know if I really want.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want that, man.
Got you.
You know what I mean? A lot of people they're driven off that. And I know a couple of businesses, bro, that are going through a lot, franchising. And I sit back like, I don't think I want to deal with that.
Got you. What if the opportunity just seemed like it was right?
If the
right.
opportunity is right and I don't have to do anything,
okay.
Yeah.
Got
But
you.
I don't want to have to do more work.
I got you.
I did this because I want to enjoy my kids. So if it takes me away from having to I don't want to do that.
Got you.
You know, we get a team in place and y'all taking care of stuff and I don't have to worry about nothing, then I can consider. You know what I mean? But if it takes me away and I have to be, like when I say I really want to be free, bro, I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't want to do nothing.
Yep.
And I mean that. I don't want to do anything.
Just 2K all day?
Call of Duty, all of that. Okay? My kids, cook, let's eat, let's chill, let's trap. Like, I don't want to do nothing. I mean that. That's the kind of freedom I want.
I love that.
That's me. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do anything.
Yeah. And I watch a lot of businesses because like in franchising, like you were saying, the issue is like people might do it wrong. But I learned like we mentioned In-N-Out, right? If we go to In-N-Out or McDonald's, it's gonna taste the same because they have like a ingredient list that's already been, you have to follow this in order to be right.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing would apply for Wingman if it expanded.
I know it would apply, bro. I don't know if I want all that money.
Yeah,
I'm just being buck, bro. I really don't know if I want all that money because I already have something that I can leave my kids.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
And then they can do what they do. So I felt like I beat the Matrix, bro. People like me, where I came from, bro, they're not here in this position. I successfully put all three of my kids on payroll.
I love that.
Come on, man.
Can you explain to people why you would do that?
Yeah, well, so for one, I'm teaching them already, bro. Like, you're please understand what your dad accomplished. First of all, please understand this. You know what I mean? Me coming from my background and having a legitimate business, legitimate corporation, and to where I could put my kids on payroll. That's a huge accomplishment, bro. I had to sit down with myself first and just really say, man, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you, man, because people don't do this. Nobody in my family has done what nobody has done something like this in my family, So first, I'm to show them like, man, Dad really accomplished something crazy, y'all. This is monumental for me. Nobody has ever accomplished anything like this in my family, okay? So learning the tax benefits and learning how you can leverage having your kids on payroll and to have an additional tax write-off. Okay, so now we're talking, I think you can pay your kids no more than $12,000. So I think I put mine at like 11.5 just to be safe. Now that's times 2 addition in tax write-offs. You feel me? Tax-free money, bro. And my oldest one though, he was here working. My younger 2, well, they're content creators. All we do is make videos and post them. And now that's another tax write-off. It's loopholes to this, bro. You just got to figure them out.
You got to learn them.
It's loopholes, man. But when I learned that tax write-off, I was like, wait, what you say? Like, yeah, you can put your kids on payroll and you can write it off. Both of them? Because I got 2 younger ones. You feel me? And I said, I'm going to put a 6-year-old on payroll. But then I thought about it. Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter is almost a billionaire. Come on, y'all. What? Man, I told every single business, if you got kids, y'all better put them on payroll. Y'all tripping if y'all ain't got your kids on payroll. Y'all tripping if y'all ain't got your kids on payroll. Because we sitting around here like, how can we do that? How can we? And I thought about it, like, y'all, it's children movie stars.
Drew Barrymore.
Come on, what? Like, think, y'all. It's kids. They making money. These businesses it's not for free. And I thought about, man, I used to be in a Target commercial back in the day. My mom got paid. I was in the catalog and everything. I remember her taking me to photo shoots and stuff and doing all the wardrobe changes and stuff. I was like, I remember that. She got paid for it. I was paid, but paid to her because I was a minor.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's levels to this. Y'all just got to figure it out. And that's why I say they want to keep you dumb so you don't level up.
I love it because as I get more into the money game, and I'm pretty sure the same thing for you, you realize that, man, the rich and the wealthy be knowing stuff that is like,
they don't want you to know.
It's like, wow, like, it's that easy? Is just that? That's it? Okay. Life insurance? Okay.
Man, they don't want you to know. I met a man, he told me he don't pay taxes at all. Give me the game.
Please.
Legitimately, don't pay taxes. Like, wait, what? What do you mean you don't pay taxes? Everybody, everybody paid.
Right. Death and taxes, that's what they say.
Come on, bro. It's levels to this, dog. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. That's facts.
What is it? Your network is your net worth?
Exactly. Yep. I'm telling you, man. It's levels to this, man. But yeah, you got to stay informative.
Yeah.
You got to stay informative, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't meet somebody, that's the importance of you seeking the knowledge yourself. That's why it's so important. So, yeah, it's levels, man.
Yeah, your circle really matters.
It does.
Shout out to my books. There's a chapter called Circle of Seven Fools. So the 7 people that you're around usually determines who you are.
Exactly.
If they're fools, you're a fool. If they're a millionaire,
and honestly, bro, and that's just game repeating itself and evolving. Because when I first learned that, the number was 5.
Yeah.
Back when I was a teen growing up, it was your core 5. You know what I mean? And it just evolves. You know what I mean? And it sounds better. You feel me? Like what you said, the
Circle of 7 Fools.
Yeah, it sounds way better than what I was learning, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's the same concept, bro. And that's and it's so true because now if you look at my circle, nothing but entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because I removed myself from what I was in because I wanted to elevate and then started surrounding myself. And now, literally, my circle is full of nothing but entrepreneurs.
I love it. You know, Jammal, I want to thank you for allowing us to come here, man.
Most definitely.
You know, how do you decide on who you want to collaborate with? Like, you know, I know you did something with Omar Gooding. You did stuff with Clive, Mr. Biggs. Like, how do you decide on who and who not to collaborate with?
At the end of the day, of course, it's business. So you want to collaborate with people that is going to actually do something and generate foot traffic, because that's the main goal. You don't do collaborations because you want to be seen with people. You do collaborations because you're building a business. And that's the whole objective, is to continue to build foot traffic. That's marketing. That's every single business in this world. People collaborate with Floyd Mayweather. Why? Because they know this man's he's bringing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all it is, man. And when it comes to who, it's all based on, like, if we have good judgment that we actually gonna bring foot traffic, because it's an investment. And we're trying to get a return on investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, because that's one thing I genuinely didn't know. I didn't know people was paying people to come out. I thought people were genuinely coming out, showing love to people's places.
Yeah.
I didn't know people was charging. I didn't. I promise you, I didn't. And when I learned that, I was like, oh, this what y'all been doing all this time?
Yeah.
All this time on social media, I thought y'all was really just pulling up, showing love.
Authentically.
I really thought, we out here. And I thought y'all was genuinely pulling up, showing love to people. I did not know that people was being charged for these services. I didn't. So when I learned that, though, I'm not going to be one of those, because we got a lot of old heads in business that need to learn this. So I'm not going to be like that and be like, oh, no. Oh, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's talk. Let's sit down. Let's see if this makes sense. And then if it do, we're going to run with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some have been better than others. I've got people that have come in and didn't charge nothing. Just wanted to come in and shine light. You feel me? And it still brought business. You know what I mean? There are some people that you paid for and it was trash. And they feel they have an influence.
Yeah.
And they don't. You feel me?
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, I ain't going to say no names, but
it's okay.
They don't have influence.
Yeah.
They think they do, and that's fine. Let them keep dreaming. Keep dreaming, and I hope you really get there. You feel me?
Yeah.
But some investments was a waste and some wasn't. Some came out to, I was like, oh my gosh, I was shocked. You know what I mean? Shocked. And I'm like, so, we look at your engagement. We look at the follows, the likes, the comments. We look at all that because all of it matters.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not big on viral videos. I don't care about viral videos because viral means the whole world is watching. That does not mean the whole world is coming to your location.
Period.
So I don't care about viral videos. I care about getting traction in the community and really, building the footwork from there. Because these viral videos is just what it's for. Social media, just for people to sit there, watch, scroll, and that's all it is. But when you're building a business, it's different, man.
I really love how you said, a lot of people don't realize that it's a business and people are paying for these influencers to come in to show. It's, you can really be deceived behind the camera, right? And we at the Empire try to come from an authentic place on our platform, which is like, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to like show people who they really are and be honest. We're not trying to like, we're not trying to like clickbait. It's like, no, like we're just trying to be honest and show the best version of you, right? And I wanted to ask about a question. That doesn't make sense. Do you guys still have the Toxic Buffalo Challenge?
Oh no.
And how did that come about?
I remember that. So. Bro, just trying to bring foot traffic in.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? We was like, what can we do different? And they was like, Wingman, you should do like a wing challenge and make a real spicy wing. And that's when we came up with the Toxic Buffalo.
Okay.
And we had fun, man. It was a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of work trying to figure out spices, bro, to like really enhance the flavor. I didn't want it to just still be hot and have no flavor. You know what I mean? So that was a challenge, bro, trying to figure out that sauce.
Okay.
But it was good and it was hot. And honestly, hey, a lot of y'all be perpetrating, man. Y'all need to stop. Man, it be people to be acting like the sauce ain't hot. I had a young lady come in here, try the Toxic Buffalo. And she was like, very high tolerance, right? Okay, cool. Try it. And she was eating the wing and she was like, yeah, it's okay. It's not hot. And then a tear starts forming down her eye. And I'm sitting there like, it's just not hot? No, it's cool, Okay. Here's a napkin. Here you go. You want to wipe? You want to get that? Like, come on, man. It's burning your tail right now. And you got that much pride. You don't want to just be like, oh, wait, man, it's hot. It's hot. It was hot for me. And I like spicy food. It was hot. One wing, and I'm like, dang, and I actually did the challenge because I didn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I tried it. I don't think I had a good time. That mess was hot. But the quickest time, I think, was like 1minute, 24 seconds.
Dang.
Bro, that's a 6-piece and the fries.
Okay.
That dude smacked them wings, bro. He smacked them. Yeah, we might do something else, man. We had waivers and everything. We wasn't playing.
Okay, yeah.
Heck yeah, he gonna sign his waiver, man. I ain't at risk for nothing. You feel me? Cover myself. But we had a lot of fun with it, man. People came in and we set up the tables, man. People that was in here was cheering for him, and it was a lot of fun, man. But that's what I'm saying, like that, just those type of things that just build your community, man. Just build, the way you guys interact and the chemistry that you have with your customers, bro. Like it's like a family.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
So you might do something like that again?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're most definitely gonna do something like that to keep it going. I want it because a lot of people don't understand. Like I do understand that people come to see the Wingman.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everything was built. You know what I mean? So we're trying to put things into place where we have different type of events because people do want to come see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Like it's bittersweet because I appreciate that, but that's why you don't understand. Like I was working to get out of here. I wasn't working to stay in the building every day and be here all the time. I was working for my freedom. You know what I mean? That was my goal. That was my personal goal, what I wanted for myself. And I do appreciate y'all, but I wasn't trying to be in the restaurant all the time. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to find stuff to do and come and interact. Because when I do come in and people be like, yeah, man, I came, you wasn't here. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry. You feel me? So I'll be trying to work on it. You know what I mean? But I love my freedom.
They want to see Ronald McDonald.
For real, man. I'm like, all right, man. So I'm going to make sure we do something. You know what I mean? Keep everybody interacting. Most definitely.
I love that. Pretty soon. But, we learned a lot about you today, Jammal, about, why you started the business, how you grew up. But what's something that most people, maybe even close people, don't know about you? And it could be anything, even something like I love red ants. It could be anything.
I love bowling.
Okay.
And I want to be a professional bowler.
Are you fucking with us?
Yeah, like I'm not.
Okay.
I love bowling, and I want to be a professional bowler. I want to compete on a competitive level professionally. I do. Yeah, and my first bowling league I ever participated in was about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I never really got into it. I got a phone call. My boy was like, "Hey, I had a teammate drop. You want to bowl?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I went and bought some shoes and bought a ball, and I was trash. Trash, man. Like, I've learned a lot though in this last year, but I want to compete professionally because I know I can beat them. I'm just not there yet.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I'm just not there yet, but I know I can beat them. I'm a competitive person, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to competing, like I'm not like how Kobe was with Gasol in the Olympics. Like, we boys, homie, but not right now.
I'm a dunk on you.
Not right
I'm
now.
a dunk
Like,
on you.
I'm not playing right now. Like, and then after, we boys, but
Yeah.
in the heat of it, I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk. I ain't trying to lose.
Mm.
Who want to lose? That's why I don't like when they teach kids, like, don't let them play a competitive sport and not them understand you gonna lose, or it's somebody about to lose.
No participation trophies.
Okay, so I don't know what you think, and if you want to further this, you need to understand this now, that you're gonna get hurt. Okay, your pride gonna get tested because you're gonna lose. You ain't gonna win every battle. You're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do come off where you don't never lose, hey, more power to you, because not everybody do that.
Yeah.
I hope Mayweather really don't test somebody, because I feel like that last fight, I feel like he just fighting people he know he gonna beat up.
Okay.
Mayweather, if you really get tested, so I pray you don't ever break that record, because he gonna mess around and find out. I'm telling you, bro, don't do it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You good. 50-0, 51. Just stop.
Don't let the ego take.
You ain't got nothing to prove. You good.
Yeah.
Boy, don't get tested one day for real. Somebody check that chin.
Don't let the ego. Don't let your ego.
I'm telling you, bro. You ain't got nothing else to prove, man.
What is it about bowling?
After learning the method to the madness,
okay,
it's so strategic, bro.
Okay.
The way you can manipulate that ball to do what you need it to do is crazy, bro. It's more like everybody that just bowls, just go and but no, when you learn how to bowl, you like, oh my gosh, this information is crazy. So it puts me in a position that I like to be in a position to grow. I like to be tested to grow. And that learning that, and that's probably with anything, but learning how to bowl it blows my mind, bro. That I thought people just going just throwing the ball. Yeah, just throw the ball. Nah, it's way more. If you ever paid attention to the arrows on the lane, that all means something, bro. Learning the track, the oil pattern, how short, how long it might. I'm like, wait, what? Every day we was going bowling, just rolled. We didn't know like it was like method to all this. It's a method to this lane for real. I didn't know that. So then when I started learning it, I said, "Oh, I'm intrigued. I want to know how to do this." Just like archery, I want to learn how to do archery too.
I love it,
man. That's to me, it's like it's so precise. Like everything that you do, your body mechanics, your breathing,
it all comes to place.
I'm like, oh yeah, I want to learn how to do that too.
Okay,
so it's a lot of stuff, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Jammal, what current projects are you working on? Whether it's in the business, outside the business?
So we're working on a location, man.
A second location?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on a location. We might have a ghost kitchen in progress as well in San Bernardino. I won't disclose the location just yet, but we in the works, man. We've had a couple of meetings these past couple of weeks. So we're working on a location. There's an empty lot out here in Redlands that became vacant that we're looking into, and then we're looking to do a ghost kitchen as well in San Bernardino. So
dope.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be fruitful.
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Jammal, I want to thank you so much for being on the Empire. Let's say 100 years pass by, 250 years pass by. What would you like your empire to look like? Whether it's family, business, positivity, anything. What would you like your empire to look like 250 years from now?
I think of hearing that question off top, what was playing in my mind was the fact that I want I want us to keep true integrity. There's a lot of influences in this world, and I want what we've built to be unashamed. There's a lot of things, and that's another. I don't even know if I should say that. I mean, I just don't want to, because that's a whole nother like. Um, that's a whole nother. Oh,
let's go there, Jammal. Let's
jump
in.
Yeah, like, because I mean, like, I got boys, man, and it's like what we're teaching our kids is crucial. You know what I mean, for generations to come. Just on the strength of not making sure that my kids are. Their manhood is diminished.
Can you explain?
I don't, like, I want my kids to be firm in knowing who they are, and that it's not a trick or a gimmick, and that what you were created in is who you are. Don't let nobody fool you into thinking that it was a mistake, because it's not. And so I want my kids to know, like, when it comes to your manhood, that nobody is going to remove you from knowing the truth. That's who you are, and that's who you're going to be. And if we don't stand firm in instilling that, like the older generation did with us, that's the reason why we going through it, bro, because nobody wants to stand firm on their belief. But it's crazy because when you talk about it, you're looked at as it's like hate speech towards it. But if you can be free about what you believe, then why can't I? And why, when I choose to be free about what I believe, I'm always just going against you. It's not about that. So you can be free in who you say you are, and there's no hate speech towards you, and you can just freely speak about it. But the second I speak about my freedom and what I believe, I'm bashed. It doesn't make sense. So I want the integrity of who we are to stand firm, because that's what made us. That's the reason why we are who we are today. And it's sad, bro. It's sad I have to have conversations with my kids like that, because I have to be afraid that there's going to be somebody that might walk into the bathroom with them that's not them. They shouldn't have to go through that at that young age.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we having these kind of conversations with our kids like this? Yeah, we used to teach them, but not to this pedigree.
Yeah.
Not to this pedigree, to where I got to be cautious if we walk into a bathroom and it's a men's restroom, that it's a woman in there, or vice versa, that your daughter has to worry about a man walking in that bathroom because he identifies as one. That's scary. That's scary, bro. So I want us to hold integrity, man, and be firm and stand true on what we believe, because nobody is. It's whitewashed, bro. It's watered down. Yeah. Nobody's standing firm on it, man. And if we don't stand firm, then we're just automatically defeated.
Yeah.
And they just gonna move and do what they want
freely.
That's scary, bro. That's a scary subject. I'm not afraid to talk about it.
You gotta talk about it.
I'm not afraid to. It's just that it's scary to have those kind of conversations. You know what I mean? I was in Seattle and I walked into the bathroom, bro, and I saw women in there and I was scared. And I ran out. And they was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Bro, it was women in there." I didn't know that's how it was set up. So everybody can freely walk in, but they had the stalls. There were solid doors. So you walk in the door and close the door. And then all the sinks were in the middle, but everybody was right there, bro. So after I'm done, I'm washing my hands, and this lady, how you doing? I shouldn't even be in here with you right now. Why are y'all comfortable with this? This ain't right, bro. I'm like, nah, this is crazy, bro. But I ain't afraid to speak about it. People, I think about that stuff though, bro. You know what I mean? People get canceled. You lose supporters. Well, just let it be. I'm going to stand firm. I'm going to stand firm, bro. So I'm going to start a podcast, bro. So, I'm going to start a podcast for real. I got a lot to talk about.
Hey, why not? You know,
Yeah.
but that's what you would like your empire to be.
Yeah.
Sturdy firm.
Yeah, stand firm, man. Integrity, character. Don't move from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stand firm on it.
You know, I love that because I was listening to shout out to Myron Golden, and he was talking about that today. The same thing was like, it's okay for the LGBT community to promote their beliefs
Yeah.
and stuff on my children, but I can't protect my children without seeming like I'm bashing them. It's something's not right.
Yeah, something ain't right, bro.
Yeah, it's very, and we're supposed to be living in the land of the free, right?
Exactly.
Jammal, again, I want to thank you for being on the Empire.
Respect.
Can you please tell everybody how they can find you, support your business, all those things? Can you let everybody know how they can do that?
Yeah. All social media platforms, man. Wingman Redlands. We located at 1560 Barton Road inside Jerk Grill in the city of Redlands, man, in the Brookside Plaza. Yeah.
Got you. You want to give us the number too?
Our number 909-454-0287. Email inquiries at wingmanredlands@gmail.com. You can our website wingmanredlands.com. All our information on there: catering, social media platforms, menus, any questions you know, all on there. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I have everything in the link in the description. I want to thank all y'all for watching. I want to thank Jammal for sharing his story with us.
Respect.
If you guys enjoyed everything, you want to support the Empire, you know we have PayPal, Cash App. It's all in the description. And other than that, we'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace,
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
I say it's my duty. Yeah. Is it my will? Yeah. To do what? Yeah. To do is right. I say.
So let me go. I don't want that to keep ringing.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna keep ringing.
Got you. Phone call. Message. No, I was joking.